Imagine the government taking your land without asking properly. That's how land acquisition started in India. Today we are going to understand one of the most important 10 marks questions, evaluation of land acquisition law in India. This question is frequently asked in exams. Explain the history of land acquisition law in India, asked in 2022 to 20. Let me tell you a quick story about land acquisition law in India. It all starts in 1824. The British come in and say, we need land for roads and canals. People had no real choice and compensation, not really fair. Then in 1850, things expand. Now they want land for railways. Railways become a public purpose. So more land is taken. In 1857, a new law comes. It covers the whole of India. Sounds like progress, right? But problem starts here. Corruption, unfair payments. So by 1870, the law changes again. Now, if compensation is not fair, you can go to court. Then comes the big one, 1894 Act. This becomes the main law, and even after independence in 1947, India continues using it. But people still feel it's not fair. Finally, in 2009, some recognition is given to tribals and forest dwellers. And then comes the major change, the 2013 Act. Now we have fair compensation, transparency and rehabilitation. So basically, we moved from government taking land to people getting justice for their land. That is about the story. Next slide. Today we are going to cover the topics: introduction, meaning, evaluation of land acquisition law in India, illustrations, conclusion, revision check. Introduction. The history of land acquisition law in India reflects a gradual evolution from colonial legislation to modern welfare-oriented laws. Initially, land acquisition was governed by British-era enactments, which primarily focused on enabling the government to acquire land for public purposes with limited concern for affected persons. Over time, amendments and new legislations were introduced to ensure fairness, transparency, and proper rehabilitation. This evolution ultimately led to the enactment of the Right to Fair Compensation and Transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013, which is considered the most comprehensive law. This is about the introduction. Next one, meaning. Land acquisition refers to the process by which the government acquires private land for public purposes such as roads, canals, railways and infrastructure development, usually by providing compensation to the landowners. For example, if the government wants to build a highway, it can acquire land from farmers and pay them compensation. Next one, evaluation of land acquisition law in India. First, I will read out the PPT points, then I will explain you briefly. Bengal Resolution I of 1824. First land acquisition legislation enacted by the British, applied to Bengal province. allowed the government to obtain land at fair valuation for public purposes like roads and canals. Briefly, I will explain you this. Let's start with 1824, the first law, Bengal Resolution. It allowed the British to take land for roads and canals. And then in 1850, it is Bengal Resolution I of 1850. The law expanded to Calcutta and was used mainly for railway construction. For example, if a railway track needed land, the government could acquire it. Act 42 of 1850 declared railways as public works, enabled acquisition of land specifically for railway projects. Next slide, other enactments. Similar laws passed in Bombay 1839 and Madras 1852 enabled land acquisition in different presidencies. Act 6 of 1857 applied to the whole of British India, repealed earlier laws, provided better provisions for acquisition and compensation determination. Let me explain you briefly. In 1857, Act 6 was introduced. This applied to the whole of British India and replaced earlier laws. Also, similar laws were introduced in Bombay and Madras to expand land acquisition across regions. Next one, Acts of 1861, 1863 and 1870. First point, amendments due to issues like corruption and unsatisfactory settlements. Second point, introduced mechanisms for compensation settlement. Third one, disputes could be referred to civil courts. Let me explain you briefly. Now problems started, corruption and unfair compensation. So new amendments were made in 1861, 1863 and 1870. The important change in 1870 was if a person was not satisfied with the compensation, they could go to the court. For example, a farmer could challenge low compensation in civil court. Next slide, Land Acquisition Act 1894. First point, replaced earlier laws, became the principal legislation. Third one, did not apply to princely states like Hyderabad, Mysore and Travancore. Fourth one, continued even after independence in 1947. It means in 1894, a major law was introduced, that is Land Acquisition Act. This became the main law and continued even after independence in 1947. But this law was still not fully fair to landowners. Next one, Land Acquisition Amendment Act 2009. It was recognized rights of tribals, forest rulers and persons with tenancy rights. Next one, right to fair compensation and transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013. First point, governs the entire process of land acquisition. Second one, ensures fair compensation. Third one, focuses on rehabilitation and resettlement. Fourth point, consider the best enactment among all. It means in 2009, amendments were made to recognize the rights of tribals and forest dwellers. Finally, in 2013, a new law was introduced, Right to Fair Compensation and Transparency Act. This law ensures fair compensation, transparency and rehabilitation. For example, if land is acquired today, the owner gets proper payment and resettlement support. Next one, illustration. For example, during British rule, land was acquired for railway construction under the 1850 Act by treating railways as public works. However, compensation mechanisms were very weak. In contrast, under the 2013 Act, if land is acquired for infrastructure, landowners receive fair compensation along with rehabilitation and resettlement benefits. Next slide, conclusion. So, overall, land acquisition law has evolved from unfair colonial practices to a fair and transparent system. The 2000 Act is the best example of this change, focusing on justice for landowners. So this is the KSLU answer writing pattern. So remember this simple flow: road, rail, all, court, main, right, justice, and you will never forget this answer in your exam. So overall, land acquisition law evolved from unfair practice to a system of fairness and justice. If this made the topic easy for you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more simple law concepts. Thank you.